It is no understatement that World Trigger right now is on an absolute roll. The manga is pushing through its beginning of its new saga, and just recently the third season of the anime concluded the Rank War saga for our main crew. Every fan who has been invested in this series was without a doubt rewarded for their patience during the entire Rank Wars tournament. Upon season 3's finale, it's safe to say that we have officially begun the anime's turning point into what I'm calling the Away Mission Saga. Ashihara has been setting up this arc for a long time now, establishing all sorts of things from the impending conflict to all sorts of development from the Gallipola nation as well. So today I want to take a moment to not only talk about this, but the future of this series with the anime, the manga, a theory, and a possible movie idea I have as well. Now as always, if you enjoy this type of content and would like to see me do more World Trigger related content, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave your comments about today's video down below. Your support as always is very much appreciated. Now to start off, let's talk about the future of the anime. As it stands, the anime ended on the early mist of chapter 196 and the current chapter is 217. From that, the anime is only 21 chapters apart and quite frankly a small gap overall. It's safe to say that the anime will be gone for a long time, potentially 3 years at most or longer. That's also taking into consideration if Ashihara's health allows a consistent content flow. By the time this series ends, I will probably end up being in my 30s, but a long way is nothing new for me. So what is some of the possible anime related content that we could get in the meantime? Simply put, one of the things I like to see is a remastered season 1. Season 1 of World Trigger was very decent for the times, but the pacing was very comparable to One Piece on some occasions, but even then they did a pretty good job. I think with the current past 2 seasons presentations, they have certainly nailed the atmosphere and the action sequences of the Rank Wars, and I'm sure that seeing that quality being applied to season 1 will be more than well received. Between seeing the Afro Kotor invasion arc, round 4, and most importantly, the crossroads of the future finale being reanimated, there's a lot of directional changes they can make to really give new life to those moments. Not only that, but we've also seen some moments from season 1 being reanimated spanning across the past 2 seasons, even if it's for a short moment. I think this will be a really good way to keep the content drought not so bad and add a lot of rewatch value while also bringing in an entire new audience of people who can watch the best version of World Trigger. World Trigger does really well in Japan, and I have no doubt that they will receive a lot of support if this came to fruition, but as it stands, this is all a want and nothing is set in stone. However, this also leads me to another option that I think will be 100% beneficial to both the series and Ashihara, and that's making a movie. Now hear me out for 1 second. JJK Volume 0 is a canon prequel movie that has a lot of importance in the story even right now in the manga. A movie about the old days of Border, the big war that claimed so many lives and led to the creation of Fujin sounds absolutely phenomenal. Additionally, we get to see the younger version of characters like Jin and Konami, and most importantly Commander Kido. I feel like seeing the gradual shift in Kido's character will be a really good experience on the big screen, and that seeing one of the biggest battles in World Trigger will without a doubt look like a spectacle. We also may get to see some characters that Ashihara has envisioned to be the allies of Tamakoma. A flashback arc in the series, whether told in the narration of Jin or Kido, without a doubt is needed, and I feel like that we're going to need it before going into another great war. Seeing somebody like Jin suffer loss will be a great characterization moment for him, and we may even get to see the origin of his power elite phrase. It also gives Toei the freedom of letting absolutely loose in an absolute crazy climax fight against a neighbor army. You can't tell me that you wouldn't pay a good amount of money to see Commander Kido and Mr. Mogami in action, a younger Konami with her dual-wield axes, and most importantly, Jin going absolutely crazy if they were to make him the protagonist of the climax. Now because there is no prequel manga context of this event, Ashihara himself will be very much involved with everything from the character designs to the writing from beginning to end to ensure that the best vision of the old border will be told in a way where we can remember it. The biggest thing I think we can take away from this movie will be the expectations of the Second Great War coming. Remember that border compared to back then is extremely huge now, and there is a lot more agents to hold down the fort. Speculating who may live or who may die in the future will without a doubt hold us all in a chokehold if this was a thing that Toei would consider to present to us in a prequel movie. If you would like a World Trigger movie, let me know what you think of this idea in the comment section down below. Now lastly, let's talk about the manga. Currently in the manga, Mikumo and all the other agents are going through the Away Mission selection exam in a sealed environment. On top of this, the squads are randomized and we are watching a mix of skills and tactics come together per team. This, without a doubt, is definitely one of the most interesting switch-ups Ashihara has done, and from an observation and analytical standpoint, you can really learn about how these characters think outside of the battlefield. Additionally, this is also providing a lot of insight into how A-ranks think as well, given they are the observers. The Away Mission Saga overall would definitely be one of the longest arcs in the entire series. When you take into account of all the things that can happen abroad and back home, multiple developments can occur and meet at one climax. This saga could very well be the precursor to the big battle that we know is coming, and I would not be surprised if After Couture is moving in silence as well. This also leads into one of my first theories for the series, which I call the Mikumo failure. There is an argument that for more or less, things have gone Tamakoma 2's way for quite some time now. In terms of setbacks, it was truly one major time they had a total loss, but after that, the climb to the rank wars was pretty steady. I think that if a person were to fail the away mission exam, it would be Mikumo. The difference between this and the rank wars is that Mikumo's strategy paved the way towards victory, but that alone isn't enough anymore. There is a lot more at stake when going to the other side, and we all know that Mikumo as a fighter is not the strongest compared to a majority of his peers. If Mikumo were to fail, how would he be able to move forward? And that answer lies within Gallipola. Remember, Mikumo and Gallipola have armbands that can communicate with each other. If Mikumo perhaps were able to go along with Gallipola and trail behind the away mission ship, things could get very interesting. In fact, I go as far as to say that he could be the one to save the rest. Say that when the main ship lands and everyone's out in battle, the ship is destroyed or damaged to the point where it cannot take off. This allows two different things to happen. On one hand, you have Mikumo being the MVP of the arc, rescuing everyone, and secondly, Gallipola will be able to officially ally themselves with Tamakoma 2 because Border themselves will have no other choice but to play it cool with the people that saved their agents. We already know that After Couture is pretty much a bully nation, so to speak, so anything leading to their demise certainly will help towards the big battle. Not to mention, with Orkin and Yotaro both being princes, it will also serve as a really strong foundation to unite the two forces against a common enemy. Again, this is all a theory, but it's something I think would really help push Mikumo to grow from a different angle and can help begin a new type of alliance with Earth and the Gallipola nation. But with that, it's gonna bring me to the end of this video. Regardless of what happens, I'm excited for the future of World Trigger, and I know for a fact it's in good hands. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe and warm out there, and I will catch you guys in the next video.